This is Scott Forcino from REVamp Radio. This is now August. This is one of our monthly August interviews in preparation for our August 19th topic, which is affectionately known as ZTR, Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, or the hashtag Zulia, or otherwise known as listing syndication through IDX. There's been much hullabaloo through the World Wide Web and through the real estate sections that we want to know what are the perfect description of this topic. It is it a good idea? Is it worth it? Why? And let us know if you are buying any Zillow leads, any zip codes, and if you're a Zillow Pro. Those are some of the things we put out. We have Phil Faranda here, who is, Phil gets a wave, say hi. Phil is the broker owner of J. Phillip Real Estate. He is the current president of the HG MLS, that's the Hudson Gateway MLS. He is the newest contributor to Inman News. He is the author of the Westchester Real Estate blog. He is the current NYSAR, New York State Association of Realtors Tech Chair. He is on the Zillow Agent Advisory Board. He is a proud papa and my pal. So Phil, turn it to you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
As we know, that REVamp is all about providing unique real estate business education for members. We have a monthly dinner discussion, and this month the topic is ZTR, listing syndication. Do you know, what is that? Tell people what in the world that is.
Other than the biggest lightning rod for arguing in the industry, real estate syndication could be identified as a third-party site where real estate is advertised that is not directly connected to the multiple listing service data feed.
Mm-hmm. And I guess they're brand new this year?
Brand new this year? You mean the
syndicators just started in 2014?
Oh yeah, good question. No, listing syndication is probably about 7 or 8 years old. I was an early adapter of listing syndication. I was probably one of the very first brokers in Westchester County in 2006 to syndicate my listings to places like Zillow and Trulia and everything like that. So I'm pretty familiar with it.
Okay.
And
where are these listings found?
Well,
on apps, phones, tablets?
The whole Megillah. So in 2006, when we first started, it was on your computer. You'd go to your computer, go to Zillow.com, and there were the listings. Now they are on you. There's mobile apps on the phone. There's tablet apps. As a matter of fact, Zillow has estimated that over half of their traffic on weekends is mobile. So it's not people that are sitting at their kitchen table looking at listings. There's people in the car, out and about looking at listings on their phone as they drive around neighborhoods figuring out where they want to live.
Interesting. Now, why the controversy? Why do people, some of the agents I've heard, allege that Zillow is stealing their customers or could spell the demise of the realtor themselves?
Yes, well, there's a couple things, and I'm here to educate, right? So Zillow
and pontificate.
Yes, pontificate. Zillow is responsible for all the potholes in New York City.
It is.
Yes, they caused Ebola, and they also were
harsh winter.
Yes, and they were the source of all the bad intelligence about Iraq back in 2001 and 2. Yeah, so
that explains it.
They've done all those things. So they are.
Thank you for all the information.
So
but to let me know,
truth is out. So for 100 years, the agent community, brokerage community, was the guardian of the data. We were the gatekeeper of the data. And if you were an MLS president, you were in charge of the MLS, and your only competition was, I don't know, other MLS systems. Okay. Now, private industry is getting into the game, and they've got this thing called the internet. So we are no longer the gatekeepers of information. That is not our value proposition to the public. The public is actually pretty okay with that, and they still need us to transact business. So the fear first came because many of the founders of Zillow were also involved in the travel industry, which had a dramatic disruption and change when the internet came along and people started booking their own vacations online. Okay, so real estate is not shoes. Okay, it's not.
It's not Zappos.
It's not. Yeah, it's not shoes. It's not a hotel room. It is the largest financial event of most people's lives, and it's very unlikely to impossible that we would be marginalized or disintermediated by the syndication sites. However, they have won the battle for consumers' eyeballs, and I think that's where the animus comes from the agent community. So they're no longer walking into our offices to get information on houses for sale, and they no longer log onto our websites exclusively. And I'll come back to that because there's a reason why they no longer log onto our websites exclusively. And they go toward Zillow and Trulia and so forth. Now, the reason they go to Zillow and Trulia is because the syndication sites were giving them what the broker websites couldn't or wouldn't, based on the rules that we had constraints that we were dealing with. Okay? For example, we were not allowed as brokers to say how long a house was on the market. We were not allowed to say that the price had been reduced 30 days ago. We could only say the house is for sale and this is the price. Then people would go over to Zillow and say, okay, so it's been on the market X number of days and there have been X number of price decreases, and that armed the buyer with data that they found to be valuable. Okay? So they won the traffic war. Mm-hmm. Okay? So they still haven't caught up with the broker sites and IDX policy, and that's why they're winning the eyeball war. The more important thing, though, is that the agents who are complaining about that need only go get involved at their association to fix policies that need to be fixed faster. We need to have more agility. And they should also understand that we are no longer the guardians, the watchdogs of the data. It's not this big secret, okay? We are still used. We are not disintermediated. The rumors of our demise have been greatly exaggerated, and we should focus on what our value proposition is to the public, which is as an advocate, as an advisor, as a counselor of sorts, and as the source of advice and negotiation advice that we do best. Mm-hmm. Right?
So there's somewhat of a, I see, so almost as a way for the broker to act as a counselor and extrapolate that data from either the sites themselves or from clients. What happens in the case of the Zestimate or the world that we hear that the information is so